Hey everyone, just a little disclaimer for Poop Month. If it wasn't already clear, we will be discussing poops and farts in depth throughout this month. So you have been warned. Also throughout this month, we will be referring to poop as stool or feces. These terms will be used interchangeably. It basically means the same thing. Oh, and one last disclaimer pertaining to mildly explicit language, we will also be calling it shit. Thank you.
Hey, we are the Lab Doctors. I'm Amanda.
I'm Dorothy.
And I'm Zhao Yong.
We are biomedical researchers who realized we still have a lot to learn about science.
So why not join us on this quest?
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. On this week's Today We Discuss episode, we will be discussing about where our poop goes. If you're unfamiliar, Today We Discuss episodes are the ones where we did our research beforehand and discussed the interesting things that we have discovered.
Poop month.
It's Poop Month, and it's the last episode of Poop Month.
Yep.
Sadly, it was fun while it lasted. So today, we have a very special guest. That was impromptu. So Junwei, yes, Junwei can say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so Junwei is like my friend who is currently an environmental engineering student. And throughout his course of his education, he has learned about a lot of things, and one of it includes wastewater management. So that's why he's here to tell us.
Yes, so actually all the credit for the research goes to Jinwei, not us. This week. Yeah, so thank you very much.
No problem.
Anything you want to add about yourself?
Oh, okay. So I think I will start off by introducing my field. So I think many people associate like environmental engineering with like things like solar or wind energy, etc. Okay, but I think basically how we look at environmental engineering is the three mediums. Okay, which is air, water, and soil. So
Air, water, and soil. Okay.
yeah, so how we actually introduce it back to the environment after it's being polluted by our anthropogenic activities.
Anthropogenic sounds cheap. I don't know what
Human
that's like.
Human activities.
Okay.
So now I'm actually looking more into the water medium. Okay, and yeah, so that's why, I'm always very passionate about it, because I always feel that it's a good crossover between public health and being green and environmentally conscious. Yeah, so that's why, I'm here.
Yeah, actually, if you all don't know, right, Jingwei is very passionate about his studies. That's what I feel from every time I see his Insta story. He always be doing about his lab research, and then for me, it's like, no.
Just don't even want to look
Don't
at it.
show the world
Don't
what
show
I'm
it to me.
Don't talk about it once.
So today's topic is like, where does our poop go? And it's something that has always been on my mind. Like, what happens after we flush the toilet bowl?
Agreed, yeah. Same here.
Yeah, we were actually very excited to do this topic as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's just dive into it. Question is, where does our poop go right after we flush the toilet bowl?
Okay, so actually, I get this knowledge during my renovation process.
Oh.
of my own house. Okay, so this one is not within my studies, but I get to know that actually after you flush your toilet, it actually goes into two different kind of traps, which is something called a P and S trap.
P and S, like ASS also.
No, like not S. S.
As in the
P.
pipe. Is
Yeah,
it?
the pipe.
Yeah.
Oh.
The pipe with
So
the
I
S.
think
Yeah.
something that is quite interesting that actually like my father-in-law shared with me is that those houses after the highest floor, actually you can actually see the
Water
S trap above
Oh.
from
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
neighbors.
So it's like a hook structure.
Yeah. So
Okay.
actually from once you flush, actually your neighbor's shit or like your shit actually trespass into your
Your neighbor's
Yeah,
house.
neighbor's
Yeah.
premises.
Oh, like goes downstairs.
Yeah, because it goes downward.
Down to the U-shaped
Yeah.
structure.
And
Oh.
that, if you look carefully, that is where the water trap is. And I think many will know that actually the water trap is actually to prevent any bacteria from coming in or like any smell.
From going back up.
Going
Yeah.
back up.
So
Yeah.
it's a one-way kind of thing.
That's
So-
assuming the pipe doesn't leak
Yeah.
into your neighbor's house.
Yeah. So it was quite interesting for me lah. I mean, because it's quite close to heart, but then at the same time you won't know until you've been through that
Yeah.
whole process.
Mm.
Then yeah, it was interesting that my neighbor shit is coming through. So for my case, because I live in the highest floor right now, I don't have that.
So you're safe.
Oh.
So your shit is going to all your neighbors.
Trust us, everyone's
So
house.
after it goes down,
Yeah.
you will actually go to a communal
Collection point.
collection point. Yes, yeah, right. So you'll go to a communal collection point. Then slowly it will go through your sewage network. And I think the more exciting things that come into play is actually the end of the treatment, which is where what we call our wastewater reclamation plant. Currently, there are a few. There are some that is going to be decommissioned due to quite interesting project. But I think the main ones at the end, east and west of Singapore.
So that's the PUB facility lah,
Yeah,
where the new water is formed.
yeah, correct. So,
okay.
so I think
Wait, where's the collection point?
Yeah, like the tank. Is it a tank?
Is it like
A
under
reservoir.
the
yeah.
tree?
So I think from what I know is underground. I have not actually
Under your block.
come across. Yeah, and I think there is in charge or not say in charge.
The collection point is in
Yeah,
charge.
so there's one that is in charge of your area.
Oh, like it.
Collects from
Collects
your
from-
whole area.
Like your estate shit is there.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So,
Oh my god,
Shittiest
that's,
point of your
but
estate.
so that's
that's
all
blowing my
about-
mind.
That's all for the collection, and that's what they call it, the sewage network.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I think what is more interesting, as just I mentioned, is at the water reclamation plant.
Yep.
So actually there's different configuration of treatment
Right.
for such wastewater. And we talk about domestic wastewater. But
Yeah.
just a very conventional one will be screening. So the first step is actually screening. So screening, the main purpose is actually to remove any huge debris. It can be as ridiculous as a bicycle.
Huh?
Apparently, it happens before.
Is the pipe that big?
Yeah.
Yes, it can be quite cute.
But so the bicycle should have fallen into some longkang lah, I
Somewhere-
suppose.
Okay, but your longkang actually doesn't serve your sewage water. That's a
Separate.
Oh my
misconception.
gosh, so confusing.
Yeah,
So there's different like
it's a different,
system.
which I will explain.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yes, thanks.
So yeah, but I was equally confused before I embarked on my academic journey lah. I mean, like it was quite refreshing and it was quite interesting when you actually can see
See the bicycle.
the day-to-day kind of basis. But yeah, so after that screening, then after that we have this thing called the grid removal.
The grid removal.
Yeah, so we call it the grid chamber. Sounds like, like
Sounds
Chamber
like
of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets. Sounds like the Chamber of Secrets, but yeah. So I mean that was my first.
Oh my god, it's the Chamber of Secrets and Poop. No.
But anyway, so actually I during my final year project, I actually come in touch with this one, and this one was quite interesting. So what is the main purpose of this grid chamber is actually to remove grit, and from our understanding, grit is actually as simple as sand.
Oh.
Why do we have to remove it is because it has its repercussions downstream. It will damage your process, it will influence the volume of your process and so on and so forth. So it has adverse effect downstream. Then after that, then we have our primary sedimentation tank. That is where all your sludge, those that are heavier ones will settle. Okay, but
So we're still talking about shit, right?
we're still talking about
But like along the way, as the shit gets flushed to the wastewater collection, there is like dirt and stuff that can come in as well.
no.
Is that what we are separating, or like
So this all happens at the reclamation plant.
okay?
Yeah, so this is like different step. Okay, but maybe let me just go through
Finish
the...
first. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
no, it's okay. So there's biological treatment, secondary sedimentation, and then disinfection. And this is what we call the liquid management. And there is also solid management, which means that whatever things that has been collected, usually it will be compressed into, we actually call it a cake.
Eee!
So when people say that, oh, you go toilet to
Make a cake.
Make
make cake, yeah, in some way it's still it's quite true. So, but I think more importantly is that I think the gist of it is that that all of us are organism, right? Anything is organic, right?
Yep.
So actually in our processes, what we are just trying to do is we just try to bring the organic content down. So
Organic content from the water, is it?
yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So like your wastewater, right? You collect, then until it reach that point, you'll be very concentrated in organic. So your main purpose is trying to bring the organic content down.
Yeah.
Then that will means that your water is clean.
Yeah, okay, understand.
Okay, so I think the predominant one, and I think the more exciting one out of the entire process is actually the biological process. So the biological process is the predominant process that is responsible to bring your organic content down. So in biological process, we actually call it the activated sludge process. So have a guess, why do we call it activated?
Do you add some chemical to like make all the biological content like
come together.
come together? Okay, you can say no. I'm just making a dumb guess.
That's quite a good guess, but that is not the. That's actually our
different
water.
part.
That's another field of our studies, but it's still relevant.
Okay.
That's actually more for water treatment.
Okay.
How we drink water.
Yeah.
So now we are dealing with wastewater, right? So what happens there? Why is it called activated? It's very simple reason. It's because it's alive.
With bacteria?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
So yes.
Okay.
So in this biological process, it's activated sludge, which means there is a live microorganism that is responsible to bring your organic content down.
Oh.
So here there are some examples on what is in the microbial culture. It can be from algae, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, rotifers, and even viruses.
So you add this to the pile of...
You don't add them.
It's already in your...
It's already in there.
From what we pooped out.
From what you poop out, or even sometimes...
Algae in my poop.
Some plants are quite interesting is that every country has its treatment plant.
Right.
So there are some treatment plants that are very good. You know, like wow, like your treatment plant is performing so well, having the best efficacy, having the best
State-of-the-art technology.
Actually, it's not really the technology, but it's actually the microbial culture that is.
Okay.
Some people actually what we call inoculation, which is something like what we're doing now, like our vaccination, right?
Yeah.
So they actually borrow a part of their wastewater and then they bring it here and then they try to cultivate it.
It's like the flora and fauna is so good.
Yes.
It's like fecal transplant.
The gut microbiome.
Yeah.
So, but every microbial culture has its distinctive characteristic.
Yeah.
So the most important one, which is something that has been mentioned by Amanda, which is the bacteria. So the bacteria is the best thing that you want to be in microbial culture because it's the one that is responsible to remove your organic matter. How? Because it's eating it.
Yeah.
Okay. That
Okay.
sounded very disgusting. But
Yeah, but then you know like fungi, it has a lot of filamentous kind of characteristic.
Yeah.
So it actually hinders settling. Why did I mention this keyword of settling? Because it will come into play later, but I will just carry on with the different microbial culture first.
Yep.
So then your protozoa.
Protozoa is what?
It's
It's a type of-
it's a single cell.
Yes,
It's just single cell organism.
organism.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is not so good is that it actually eats up your bacteria.
Yeah.
And then
So that's not good because we want the bacteria to eat everything else.
But so I kind of see this activator sludge or this microbial culture sort of like an Avenger team because they all play different role. But as much as we say that the protozoa eat the bacteria, right, it actually helps in creating the most dense sludge. And it actually helps to settle it.
All I'm thinking now is Sunday from McDonald's. Like
Yes. So that's an analogy that I want to bring on later. Yeah.
the chocolate Sunday.
So your rotifer, I just carry on. Your rotifer also feed on bacteria, then your viruses are parasitic.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you are just doing actually is just begging and like really instructing this microorganism to consume all these organics, like just eat it.
Okay.
Okay, and then so as you know that all the microorganisms are organic based, right? So you must be wondering, I thought, initially we want to bring down the organic content, then why are you introducing
More
more,
organic.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's a bit counterintuitive, it's a bit contradicting. So that's where the settling comes in.
Okay.
So just now remember I mentioned that after biological process, there's actually a secondary sedimentation. Okay, so actually remember just now I mentioned about like it needs to settle, right?
Yeah.
So basically after the biological process, right, there's actually a cone-like structure that actually helps you to settle all these microbes.
Oh.
And then when at the top layer, which is what we always refer to as supernatant. I mean, it sounds funny, like supernatant, but
Yes.
so that is actually the one that will be very diluted in organic content.
Right.
So just to rephrase again, like, your microbes will like then after that they will like want to settle.
Okay.
Okay.
So when they settle, then they'll go under
Like
the
full
cold.
coma. Then they sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the main purpose of it. And to have some visual references, right? Just now you mentioned something about ice cream cone.
Yeah.
So like sometimes how we like to eat ice cream cone from the bottom. I mean, at least that's why I do it.
Yeah, I do it sometimes
Oh,
also.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you bite, then you know your ice cream
You can
flow.
drip it through.
Yeah, so that's what happens.
So they drain the shit from the bottom, like to get rid
Organic.
of the
Yeah,
organic
you
stuff
drain the microbes
that settled at the bottom
set at the
away.
bottom, and then your supernatant will just move on to the next process.
Oh, okay. And the supernatant is just water from our...
Cleaner water.
Cleaner water.
It's water from your pee as well as your...
And all the water.
And all the
from
flushing
pipes.
lah.
Yeah, all the flushing.
Okay,
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
Okay.
So remember just now we said that all your microorganisms are organic, right?
Yeah.
So if it doesn't settle, it will wreak havoc to your system.
Yeah.
So this is what they mean when your system fail. So that's why this whole how we come into play is actually very important, because you don't have full control of
Oh,
What
right.
goes in?
what goes in, and you don't have full control on how the microbial react. And
Right.
sometimes to a certain extent, you just gotta pray. Yeah, so that's where the complex thing comes in.
Yeah.
But definitely in the field of engineering, and I should not bore you with the technical things, is that there are few parameters that we actually tweak to make sure that the microbial react to what we want. Things like how much times you recycle this. So when it settles,
Yep.
we will actually recycle it back.
Yeah.
And when we recycle back, how much we recycle back, we actually got two, we call it a split. So what happens, one will go back, right? The other one will actually goes to what we call the storage management. And that is where, after that, then you will thickening and whatnot, and then that is where you will form your cake.
Oh.
So that's the one we want to get rid of.
Yeah.
Already.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is the product of your poop lah.
Yeah.
And alongside with the microbial community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Correct.
Imagine like one day the whole Singapore got diarrhea, then it's like the whole flora and fauna in the shit will change.
My question is like, can you change through people's diet, like change the amount of microbes inside that, so that it makes your job easier?
Like you brainwash people like,
Yeah.
today you should eat fruits. Like, fruits are good for you, but actually it's just for the wastewater management.
Yeah. Would that be possible?
If I'm not wrong, actually, you know how the Westerners and the Asians have different cuisine.
Yeah.
I do come across paper, but I didn't read in depth lah. I mean,
Yep.
you were just like, oh, Google scrolling.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't see that people try to correlate it to diet before, but usually they will actually study
Yep.
the microbial culture, the community of it. So the community, right, is what some people actually study, and so the composition of the microbial community, and probably something that Collins Dorothy is what you're familiar with, but I'm not familiar with this.
Okay.
This is not my
What did I say we are familiar with?
it's like how they extract microbial genomic DNA, and then they went to investigate.
Or like
this-
sequencing
Yes.
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Then after that, they come out with the whole microbial community in this wastewater.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then from there they even assess like the biodiversity of it. So there are some scientists that actually what they want to do is, because they think that one microbial, like maybe the family or the genus or whatever, right, is very good for a certain kind of wastewater
Right.
or a certain characteristics of wastewater,
Yeah.
then they will want to like isolate
Harvest
it.
that
Right.
for
Yes.
yeah.
Correct. So they want to isolate it, then after that, then put it into large scale. But often, for me, on a personal note, I will still feel that sometimes, you know how our biodiversity needs diversity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes on that kind of note, I feel that, you know, it may not act in accordance to what
You want.
they hypothesize it to be. Yeah.
So it's just let nature take its course.
That's my thinking.
Everything
Yeah.
in moderation.
That's my thinking. So, yeah. Correct, lor.
Wow, that's very insightful. Like very.
It's very interesting though.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I was
So
like,
much.
engaged the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have one simple question. So how does it all end up at the water plant? Like you say the water plant is at the waste plant is at the east and somewhere, right?
The west.
Right?
West.
Yeah.
So how does my poop, once I flush, reach all the way there?
So
Is it through
that-
gravity or something?
Yes. So,
How?
So
How
it's
deep is
actually-
it? How deep does my...
I think some can even be deeper than your MRT lines.
Oh.
There's one project that is gaining quite a bit of traction. It's actually there's this what we call the deep tunnel sewage system.
I feel like I heard of it before.
We call it DTSS. So I think recently the phase 1 have been completed. Now they're moving on to phase 2 of construction. It's really quite huge. If I'm not wrong, it's either same or bigger than your MRT tunnel.
So big.
Oh my goodness.
So the motivation of this is actually to centralize the water reclamation plants. So that means our water reclamation plants at the east and the west, and I think there's one in the north,
Okay.
will be predominantly in charge of all these wastewater treatment.
Okay.
So that we can free up more land in Singapore.
Yeah.
And also because like from you shift from one place to another place, you need pumping houses, right? So this so DTSS, they call it the highway of poop lah.
Sounds good.
So it works by gravity. So it will go all the way until it reaches the main
Collection,
treatment. Yeah.
So is there like in the middle there is more water being pumped in to flush it down, or like really just whatever comes from the house?
Whatever comes in the house, because you just think about it. Because
So little water.
no, actually there's a lot of water. You just because
When you
in-
shower, it's the
Yeah.
shower.
Oh.
So actually,
Shower
because
as well?
whatever water we use, so in our field of studies, right, it's actually very easy to do the math. As much as people like associate engineering, like wow, calculus,
Yes.
but actually it's not, because in our field of studies, we do something what we call the flow balance. So flow balance basically means that whatever flow you go in, whatever flow will come out.
Okay.
So you just imagine one whole day how much water you use. That will be the amount of water you'll be discharging out as well. Because your body is a system as well.
So the water that I shower with and everything will also go into the same pipe as my toilet bowl water. Oh, I always thought they
And
would be
even when you
different.
flush, there's so much water. Like you think about it.
It's
Yeah.
actually you kind of overcompensate for
Really?
that. little pile of shit.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, there's so much water.
The entire tank behind.
I didn't think of it. But you have to travel such a big distance. That's what I'm thinking of.
Can
Like,
you imagine like the whole block?
The whole block,
at the
yeah.
same time?
okay, fair enough. If you count in the showering water, I think I understand like how it can really flow. So it will never get clogged like those pipes, the sewage.
Oh, they do.
Ah, really?
There's also a maintenance team that
Yeah.
is in charge, and I think a lot of times, not just like a physical object that is clogging it. Over time, your pipes will actually form a layer as well.
Oh yeah, the weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like biofilm, is it?
Yeah. So I'm not so well versed in the pipe, but in our field of study, we also have membranes. So we always have a lot of people are actually studying how biofilms
Form.
form
Yeah.
and how it hinders and stuff like that.
So the membrane is like the filtering thing.
Yeah, but it is applied in a less unconventional. So just now the treatment that I mentioned to you was very conventional. It's like very backdated lah.
Traditional.
Traditional. Yeah, like
Gold
it's-
standard.
Yeah. But but they are more advanced kind of technology which uses membrane. Then that's where the biofilm all comes in.
So what if it gets clogged? Then do they have to drill a hole to go into the pipe? I don't understand. Like the pipes are very big, right? You say it's very big, so a human definitely can fit in, right?
Yeah.
Then how do they go in? I'm so confused because like how do they go in and unclog the?
I guess there will be main access
I think
points.
that they are what we call the manholes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
like
so
access points for
access
them
points
to.
lor.
Or then you just go in and
Yeah.
brush it manually or machine.
Machine. So I know in recent years they start to move on to like those autonomous robots to
Oh,
do the cleaning.
so they send the robot in to like
Do the cleaning.
navigate the
Yeah.
hole and then.
So this whole maintenance of sewage network is quite tedious lah.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds.
Yeah.
But it is less exciting as the treatment, because treatment is where the fun comes in. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, yes.
Coming from an engineer, environmental engineering student.
So you're just bringing it across. But yeah, so I always like to analogize this whole treatment to our human system. And I think like all your gullets and whatever, right? Just imagine your esophagus and are actually your pipes.
Yeah.
It's actually your pipes. So actually the main one that is actually doing all the work is your stomach. So I always like to say that the biological treatment is the stomach.
Oh.
Yeah, and sometimes, so I think something that is quite cool about the human body and our wastewater treatment is that, you know how, okay, so just now I mentioned like cake, right? And we actually deep water, extract water, right?
Okay.
We're actually building in your own body as well.
Oh.
That's what your body do as well.
To make the shit.
So your
absorbing everything.
Your innards actually extract all the water.
The large intestine.
So often when I analogize back to human body, it allows me to better understand. But not only that, it is quite mind blowing.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, this sounds a bit more philosophical, but like, you know how we engineer this system, right?
Yeah.
To be as close and as perfect as this. But sometimes I'm like, oh my god, then who engineered our body?
Oh, yeah.
So that's something that was quite interesting lah.
Whoa, hey, whoa, what's up with all the stopping? Well, basically, this whole interview with Junwei was very interesting for us and we didn't really want to cut anything out, so we are deciding to split this episode into 2 parts. Come back next week where we will discuss what actually happens to the sewage water and how it becomes, drinkable. If you're interested to find out what Junwei does, you can look him up in the description. We would have linked his LinkedIn. Offer him a job. He's very passionate. And now I realize that we didn't record an end tag for this as well, so I'm gonna have to channel my inner Dorothy and Amanda. I guess I start off as myself. And as usual, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Spotify. A like and a comment would really help us out. You can also follow us on our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also DM us any of your questions. Alternatively, you can email us at thelabdoctors@gmail.com. You should also check out the episode description for helpful links. If you like this episode, do let us know, or even if you didn't like the episode, let us know as well. Tell us what we can do better. And also share it with your friends and family. Bye. Poop month.